Skip it up and that up. So this is the best news I've heard in a very long time. Nintendo, for the first time since 2012, is profitable again. Today, Nintendo disclosed net sales of $4.61 billion, 5.49 billion yen, and an operating income of $207.83 million for the fiscal year that ended March 31st, 2015. In turn, Nintendo decided to pay a year-end dividend to stockholders. This is really big news because ever since April 2012, Nintendo has been reporting earnings losses. As a matter of fact, I reported on this exactly 1 year ago. For example, Nintendo reported a $456 million loss in operating income for the fiscal year that ended March 31st, 2014. So what is making Nintendo that sweet, sexy cash? Well, obviously a big part of it has to do with the Nintendo 3DS family. The 3DS, 3DS XL, 2DS, new Nintendo 3DS, and the new 3DS XL have reached global sales of 8.73 million units. Now, even though that's good numbers, that's still slightly less than the 9 million units it had in its most recent forecast, so they still missed their numbers somewhat. So what games are selling on the 3DS and how many units have they sold? Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire had sales of 9.94 million units, and Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS had 6.75 million units sold. Tamagotchi Life, Mario Kart 7, and The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, they each sold 2 million units each. Obviously not exactly, but that number's an estimate. Also, and I quote Nintendo here, thanks to a number of hit titles from third-party devs for the 3DS, 3DS software sales reached 62.74 million units. Nintendo's lifetime 3DS sales have been 52.06 million units, and Nintendo expects to sell another 7.6 million 3DS consoles between April 2015 and March 2016. Now on to the Wii U, Nintendo's bastard stepchild. The console reached 3.38 million units. Nintendo forecasted that they would sell 3.6 million units, so they're slightly below that. Wii U software sales were pretty good, and it reached 24.40 million units. The biggest titles for the Wii U, not surprisingly, were Mario Kart 8 with 5.11 million units sold, and Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, which sold 3.65 million units. The Wii U's lifetime sales are still hurting though. The console was released in November 2012, I got it day one, but they still haven't managed to reach the 10 million mark with consoles sold worldwide for the Wii U. However, Nintendo does expect to sell 3.4 million Wii U's between April 2015 and March 2016. So as much as I've been a naysayer of Nintendo and I have pointed out their flaws countless times in the past, I am probably more happy than anyone else watching this video to see them turn a profit again. Look, we could talk all the crap in the world about Nintendo and point out their flaws and their mistakes and how they're out of touch with how the gaming industry is changing. But at the same time, there has to be some things they are doing right. And I've said this before because they've lasted. Sega has come and gone. Other companies have come and gone, and they're still here. And they have franchises that are evergreens. Who out there, does Sony or Microsoft have a Mario, a Metroid, a Zelda? They're mainstays. Even people who don't game know Nintendo's first-party IPs. And that's what keeps them afloat. Their intellectual properties are so valuable, no one in the industry can touch them. No one before them has ever made something like Nintendo made in the gaming industry. And honestly, if for whatever reason, and I'm not saying they're going to, I'm just saying as like a metaphorical example, if Nintendo leaves, I don't think there'll ever be another company who can make such, I can't think of a better word, magical IPs, magical intellectual properties. I mean, think about it. They're going to have Nintendo-themed rides at Universal Theme Park. Are you going to see an Uncharted ride at Universal Theme Park? Are you going to see, a Halo ride at Universal Theme Park? You're not. The Nintendo, that is the one thing they have that will make them survive, more than likely, is their IPs. No one in the industry can touch them. Nobody. And every time they release a game, 99% of the time, it is wildly successful and makes them a ton of cash. Nintendo makes a bunch of mistakes and they screw up a lot, but they're doing something right for them to be here for as long as they have. And for that, Nintendo, I gotta tilt my hat to you and congratulate you. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.